If you've ever been to an indoor range, you know that weapons like this can be very aggressive to shoot next to, particularly with those muzzle devices. Now, the reason I personally use suppressors are a few. They do make for a more pleasant shooting experience, and I consider it to be more considerate for other shooters, especially if you have to use a quick disconnect break on there. I think it's a very pleasant way to be on the range. Starting off here, we have the Aviator 2 from AAC. It's going to have an aluminum housing body, which means you don't want to put it in a sonic cleaner, it'll take the finish off, but it is a low-cost alternative to some of the more expensive suppressors. One of the examples for that would be the Switchback from Silencer Co., one of the companies that have developed some of the mainstays for suppressors in America, including their Omega cans, which have been extremely popular. Switchback has multiple configurations, and it boasts about 110 decibels when you're actually running it with the correct ammo. Another great option is going to be the 6-hour SRD22. Just like every other suppressor out here for rimfire options, this one you can actually take the baffles out. You take the end cap off, baffles are going to spill, and you can clean them that way. I wouldn't recommend getting a 22 caliber suppressor or a rimfire suppressor in general that you couldn't disassemble. These do tend to get very gunked up, especially after a few hundred rounds. Some people say up to 500, but it depends on how clean of a 22 round that you're actually using. Next up, we have our 9mm and 45 caliber cans. These are going to be for pistols or pistol caliber carbines. Here we have the Omega 9K from Silencer Co. The K configuration means it's shorter versus the standard configuration, such as the 6-hour SRD 45 here, means that it's going to be the full length. You do lose some noise dampening with the K configuration, but you save on weight and overall barrel profile. So there are some pros and cons to be taken into consideration. Moving on, let's move on to the big guys. These are going to be the 30 caliber suppressor and the 46 caliber suppressor. This is the one we actually had on the range, the Daniel Defense Wave suppressor. Big benefits of this one is that it's actually 3D printed, so there's no seams whatsoever on this suppressor. They also have their serial number on the locking collar, so if there's ever a baffle strike and you need this thing to be repaired, you can send it to Daniel Defense without being issued a new serial number. New serial number means new tax stamp and another waiting period. Next up, we have the Silencer Co. Hybrid 46. This is going to be one of the more versatile options for rifles. It goes for anything from .223 up to .45-70 government. It's also going to be, unlike the Daniel Defense Wave can, disassemblable, so you can actually take the baffles out to clean them, which is one benefit for some people. Depending on what you're going to apply the suppressor to, disassembly is an excellent option. Earlier, we talked about the need for a suppressor on an indoor range, but that's not really fair to suppressors in general. In the end, if you pick up one of these, you're going to want to pick up all of them, whether it's for plinking, hunting, or whatever course you need them for.